All right, it's recording.
Okay, awesome. Okay, welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. This is awesome seeing you guys. I see so many familiar faces, and I've seen a lot of you guys. Actually, some of you have joined many of our events this week, which is really awesome. And I commend you for that because um, at Star Consultant, you guys have teams. And so by coming on with your teams to kind of really give yourself a little 30-minute refresher on the things that maybe your teams need, I'm sure you were picking up on, just a little bit of a refresher course. So Dawn and I are super thrilled to be doing these 30-minute calls with you. So we're going to spend 30 minutes with you this evening, and we are going to talk to you guys about this really super cool place that you all are in as Star Consultants. First of all, hugely proud of each and every one of you for achieving Star Consultants. That is a big promotion and something that you should be super duper proud of. Many of you I know are really trying to get to that next level, Superstar Consultant. Some of you might even be thinking about director. Raise your hand. Yeah, director would be amazing, right? So it's a place that you are in that you have shown that you are really getting good in this business, but we want to help you guys get better. We want to help you get there faster, and we believe in you. So Dawn and I are super excited to bring you this 30 minutes. And so Dawn, if you want to go ahead and get started with our slides that we have, that'll help me as I kind of chat through here. And you guys all at this point, I recognize so many faces. And I know a lot of us, we know each other. Maybe we haven't met in person. And I just, kind of I was thinking a little bit about, do you want to go?
Did I do something? I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing and restart that again. I
You've
I
got it.
don't see what I'm sharing.
You need to have it on slide number 1, and you had it on the last slide. There you
Is
go.
that it?
That's
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Okay. I just was being.
I was like,
Oh, I just added a slide. Delete. Sorry.
wait a minute. Did I?
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Here we
like,
go.
okay, you got it. You got it.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, she's spilling the tea. She's like skipping chapters, skipping slides. So, like I said, welcome to all of our consultants who are on the call. I know a large majority of you are Star, but I saw some of you on the call who are also Superstar consultants. So again, we just applaud you for showing up to as many of these events that we are hosting with you guys tonight. Um, I was thinking back to like, okay, when I was a Star consultant, what did that look like? You guys, when I was a Star consultant, that was back in 2008. And I joined Sensi in March of 2008. And probably it took me, I can't remember exactly, but I think it took me about 3 to 4 months to get to Star consultant. For those of you who don't know my journey with Sensi, I thought I'd share a little bit about what that looked like when I joined Sensi. My husband and I had just relocated to the home that we are in right now in Lake Villa, Illinois.
Check it.
We had actually just moved. I didn't know anyone. I did not have a friend in my new town, and I took the brave leap because I loved the product to join Sensi. I thought, I'm going to just give it a try. Like, why not? But deep down inside, I had this burning desire. And I was kind of afraid to say it out loud, but my kids at the time were little. I had a 6 and an 8-year-old, and my burning desire at the time was freedom. I did not want to go to work for a 9 to 5. I didn't want to work for anybody. I didn't want to leave my kids at home. I didn't have family here. I didn't know where I was going to take them for daycare, but I did know that my husband and I could not afford for me not to work. And I was kind of in a place like, well, I'm going to have to find a job when my daughter goes to kindergarten later on that fall. So, I started in March and I knew that fall she was going to go to school and I was going to work. Um, so I was literally cold calling businesses when I started out with Scentsy because I didn't have any other place to begin. Back then, social media wasn't even a thing. So it wasn't like I was really going to be able to build my business on Facebook. I think MySpace was still even actually out there. I didn't have a MySpace, but um, and so, you know, bit by bit, piece by piece, I made a lot of friends, which was great because I was in a brand new area. That was one of the little perks that I didn't even sign up to do Scentsy for, but it was one of the things that I needed that I didn't even realize the business would bring to me. The other thing that it did for me is it gave me a massive amount of confidence because many times when people join Scentsy, they already have a network of friends and family, and that's who we sell to, right? In my situation, I found myself literally going to businesses and asking them to try Scentsy. And I would leave products behind for a couple days and then I would come back and get them. I would say, hey, will you try Scentsy in this business for a little bit? I'm looking for some market research, want to know, a little bit about your thoughts, how this might work. In the back of my head, I thought, if they try this, they're going to want to buy it, or maybe they'll try to book a party, or maybe they'll join my team. And that's exactly what happened. So it took a bit, but slowly and surely, I started to get parties booked. I got my first recruit in my first 3 weeks of becoming a consultant because I went to a hair salon and the receptionist decided to join my team. And the reason I tell you guys this is because what I want to really focus on tonight is that I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. And now I look back, and the biggest thing that I was doing is building my network and growing my network really big as a star consultant. Okay. And that has been a monumental part of my business from day one. And here I am still 13 years later. And that is still a huge part of what I have to do in order to make my business thrive. Okay. There were months when I was selling $1,500 to $2,000 a month and recruiting anywhere from 1 to, I think my most that I had in a month was 6 consultants in 1 month in the beginning, but typically I was recruiting at least 1. My goal was to recruit 3 in a month. Okay. Again, it was all very much putting myself out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next slide here, Dawn, really quick. Another thing I wanted to say too is that in the process of doing this, and I'll come back to, actually, I'm just going to come back to that, but in the 13 years I've been doing Scentsy, it really was never a ton about the money. The money was huge because, again, we couldn't afford to live on just my husband's salary, but it wasn't like I had to make a big income with Scentsy in order to for our family to survive. My income was the secondary income. My husband was the primary. I needed to bring home a certain amount of money to make ends meet. Otherwise, we couldn't do anything fun. We were never going to be able to go on dates. We couldn't take our kids to the movies. We were just under a very, very tight budget. Okay. And then I'll come back and tell you a little bit about what happened through just working my business as we go. But why achieve superstar consultant? Why go from star to superstar? Well, you guys have already seen the jump in probably the fun by bringing people into your team and mentoring others, that community that you start to build. You're probably already experiencing your jump in your income. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So it's an exciting place to be personally, professionally, but also financially. And did you guys know that really only about 1.6% of all Scentsy consultants will ever achieve the title of superstar consultant. So think about that. Only like 1.6% are going to get there. That's like a very elite group of consultants. And you guys are so close to doing that. And some of you are already there. We want that number to be bigger. We want more people to realize what this opportunity is and why it's so great. So the rewards when you get to superstar consultants go up incrementally, just as they have from the time that you became certified to lead, and lead to star. Now you're working towards superstar consultant. And so you can take pictures of any of these slides as we go, but you're working towards building your team so that you have 3 active frontline consultants, making sure that you're selling $500 every month. That should be a no-brainer at this point. You should be doing $500, and that should be your goal at minimum. I will tell you, if you really want to get to superstar, set your goals higher and start shooting for $1,500 a month, because that's going to expose you to more people to invite into the business opportunity. And it's all about getting more people to join underneath of you. Okay. So this is really basically the place where the rubber hits the road. You guys really are getting good at this. That's why you're here. It's now about perfecting what you already know. Can you go to the next slide there, Dawn? Thank you, ma'am. So what do you get when you get to superstar consultants? And so we wanted to share just some examples of what superstar consultants are earning. And these are real earnings from superstar consultants who were generous enough to share within our group. What we really want to point out in this is that you're going to see this consultant in particular, her $918 check. She was a star consultant back in September. And she was selling at a high level. And I think I looked back, and she actually at that time had 12 consultants in her downline. Okay. And so her group wholesale volume was that $4,000 number. And she was getting about an extra $50 in a bonus off of the people in her team. Okay. This particular person then went on in the month of October and promoted to superstar consultant. And you can kind of see through different places in her career how her income has grown. You're obviously going to see that she is a consistent high selling, high performing, high selling consultant. She's making some big bonuses. And so this is allowing this consultant, and I do know her personally, this is allowing her the ability to take her checks to a whole new level. Okay. Now, maybe some of you are thinking, well, you know, I thought when you got to superstar or director, your checks would be like $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's what you're working towards. So that's what's coming. Okay. And if you've been on these calls leading up every single night, when we get to this slide on what you can earn, every single time it's consistently more, it's consistently growing. And so why do you want to be a superstar consultant? If you're in it for the extra money, which, you know, the extra money gives you freedom, right? Freedom from debt, freedom to make choices, freedom to do more with your kids. You know, it's not about greed. I mean, money speaks different ways for people. But for me, it is about the money. It's money provides freedom in our life, right? And so when you look at this, you can see how your income can grow when you become a superstar consultant. Now, the way that people are doing this too, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that, is they are expanding their network. They're going wide. We're going to talk about how you take your business and make it go wide. Okay. Because you can be a superstar, you can be a star and a superstar consultant And you can pull some really big checks just on what you sell. Okay. You can be a $2,000 a month seller and you're going to make $600, which is amazing. But you can see what happens when you start to add people to your team and you mentor them to grow their own business. You mentor them to be successful in selling and be successful in sponsoring. And then the next thing you know, you're adding people and your teammates are adding people. And in the matter of 6, 7 months, you can go from having 1 or 2 people to 20 people in your downline. Okay. And that's how it works. So, Dawn, why don't you go ahead and go to the next slide? So, we always like to share these tracking tools. And this daily tracking system is one that you can find on the Just Be Society. We've got a album. It's a album called Systems, and you can look in there for every rank. This is your daily tool to track your team. You should be going onto your workstation and using a system to track your progress, okay? To make sure that your team is on track to hit the numbers to get you to Superstar Consultant, okay? That means you need 3 active frontline. Those are people that you personally sponsored, and those people sell at least $200 in Scentsy products, in Scentsy PRV, okay? You need at least $500, but your group is going to need $6,000, so that's a big jump. That's going to be really hard with just 3 active frontline and your own personal sales to get there. So even though that 3 active frontline is there, I'm going to tell you the truth be told, a healthy superstar consultant who is more likely to get paid at title month after month after month, even with high sales, is probably someone who has 20 to maybe 30 consultants in her team. Okay. So that's not to scare you away. That's to tell you why you need to constantly grow your network and build your team. Does anyone understand what I mean when I say build it wide? Building it wide is basically the method of turning your sales into a new recruit. Okay. It's forgiving, or it's I don't know whether forgiving's the word. It's giving your party to someone, a host or someone at that party. It's giving a party to someone to give them an opportunity to be a consultant, to add them to your team. The more people that you're building long, horizontally in your downline, and then teaching them to build their teams down, is going to give you strength and numbers. It's going to actually help you make more money. You want more people. So yes, the sales matter because that's your key to get you to more people, but you want those people to continually add underneath of you to build your network wide. Okay. So that's what wide means. And we want you to stick with these things because these are going to be super duper important in order for you to achieve the next level. So we've already talked about some of this, but where are you going to focus your efforts in order to get to Superstar Consultant? And then if you're a Superstar Consultant on this Zoom, you want to consistently get paid at title, because you know every single month you have to start all over again. You have to get paid at title, and you want to get paid at your highest title so you can make and maximize as much income as possible. You get paid higher percentages. Okay. So how do you do that? Well, you want to glow up at your own pace. Okay. So you're looking around probably at your peers who are on this call, and you might be thinking, man, she makes it look so easy and she got there so quickly. And why am I not where she's at? She just joined last, February, and it took her 10, 11 months to get to this place. And I remember it took me 2 years. Okay. Glow up at your own pace. Okay. The fact that you're here is huge, okay? But stay focused on these key areas, which is you have to continue to add people to your network. And if we cannot stress enough, it is exactly that. And like I was telling you, I was cold calling businesses because I didn't have a network here in my backyard. And I just didn't have people who I could go to their house and host a party for them. And I needed that in my new community. And I think it was probably the scariest thing that I've ever really done to go out and do this. But I also think because I didn't have that crutch of having close friends and family members, I learned early on how to do it. And I want to give you guys the courage and the confidence to know that it's not that difficult to step outside of your comfort zone and to make that happen. Okay. So stay focused on your with, and then, you know, when you're growing your network, you're automatically going to continue to build your bookings, to get more sales, and to continue to sponsor. All right. You don't want to let no get in your way ever. We know this. If you have a team, we're already coaching your team up. That's what you're probably doing with people who are coming to you saying, "Oh, I'm scared to ask and I don't know how to do this." Like, we all know no is part of the business. And just because someone says no, it doesn't mean that it's no forever. It just means no, not right now. Okay. So you also want to make sure that you are focusing 80% of your time still on your own personal business, maybe even 90% of your time. You guys, I'm being honest. You still have to build your business very, very wide. And so just because you have new team members and you're mentoring them, don't let, excuse me. I got a tickle. Dawn.
You got this, girl. You got this. Oh, sorry. I had walked away. So which one were you on? Identifying your, no, let's see. You're saying, I don't know which one. Keep sponsoring and booking. You said 80% of your, 90% of your business.
Use your time on your business, not on, even if you have new people underneath you, you still need to be spending 80 or even 90% of your
Yeah.
time on your personal business, not necessarily on your team.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I just didn't know which one you were on.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Hopefully you don't have COVID. I'm just kidding.
No, whenever I give me a second.
No.
I'm like, whenever I fly, I end up getting like an allergy almost. So I flew home today from Arizona, and I do not have COVID. I'm super
I
safe
know.
where I'm at. Because you say that, like you think that. Yeah. So I was saying that you really want to still have 80 to 90% of your time on your own personal business. And you do have a team and you have an obligation, and you want to get really good at mentoring and helping your team. Okay. And that's super important. But your business is going to be still the forefront of everything you do. And you want to have fun doing that. Okay. But don't get in this rut of thinking, well, I have 5 people on my team and they're going to help get me to where I need to be. They may for a while, but the truth is that eventually you're going to have to continue to add more people to your team. And so you're still needing to continue to do that. You're also learning how to be a good mentor and a good recruiter and a good trainer. And one of the things that you're going to want to do is identify rock stars in your team by working with them. And I have found that one of the best ways, there's two really good things that you can do to work with and identify the rock stars on your team. And that is just really giving them an opportunity to show up to events like this, ask them if they need help, check in with them. It's really just inviting them into conversations and see if they want to be a sponge and soak up more. Okay. When you start to see that you have someone on your team who is confident and comfortable reaching out to you and is looking for more information, that's somebody that you need to hyper focus on giving more time and directing them and saying, hey, I see you're doing a great job at this. Why don't you, take a look at this YouTube video and see if this might give you some more ideas on an area that you have not grown your business in yet. Okay. It's another thing is just literally watching your numbers and watching people in your team month after month who are consistently selling and adding people to their team. Your job, so again, you're identifying rock stars on your team, you're finding them, but the next thing that you want to do is you want to reward them. Okay, you want to recognize them. Okay, this doesn't mean that you have to spend a ton of money on people. You can send people little treats, little gift cards. Every now and again, you can run some contests at the rate that you're at. You do little incentives like this. But I can't tell you how many people just like to even receive some little note in the mail or be called out on a team page. If you are a leader on Dawn Spencer's Rise Together page, or you are a leader on Chris Danner's Just Be Society page, or your director has a page like I think Kathy Young and Carrie Keller do, and you have a team, we want you to call your team out and recognize them on that page. Jump on, and you want to reward people. You want to recognize them, because the more you do that, they will continually want to achieve it month after month and replicate it. People like that. And they like to see that you're taking time to write them a handwritten note and doing little things for them. Again, remember the 80-20 rule or the 90-10 rule. It doesn't have to take a lot of your time to do this, but now's the time to start putting systems in place to get better at mentoring the people who are joining your team. And you can do that by perfecting your processes and systems. If you go to our team pages, there's a lot of different coaching forms. There's actually a frontline tracking form. There's a lot of different ways that you can create systems to allow you to keep notes for when you work with people in your downline. That could be frontline to you, or that could be people on your team. Okay. And so you want to make sure that you're starting to put together some systems to manage and monitor that you're hitting goals, and that you are on a monthly basis recognizing and inspiring people in your team. Okay. The other thing I will say is being selfish with your time is absolutely okay. You have to preserve it. You are in this business to achieve a goal that you're setting out for yourself. Okay. And you also have to set hours when you start to build a team. It's very important that you preserve your family time. You're doing Scentsy more than likely for your family. If you start cutting in too deeply into your family time, you're taking from the ones who love you the most. Okay. Because you become then a doormat to everyone else. You become almost like an open sign to Scentsy. So set your hours for when you are going to work your business, and then be okay with, on a Saturday when you're out with your family, to turn off your notifications, to make sure that you're preserving that. And it is okay. I remember I've always said, listen, with any new recruit that I sign up, or just having conversations with people in my team, hey, listen, just so you know, I am really a lot of times will get back to you right away. If you text me or message me, it might take me an hour, it might take me 2 hours. It may take me 24 or 48 hours, depending upon when you get a hold of me. If it's the weekend and I'm with my family, I may not be online and I may not respond right away. So set expectations with people and be selfish with your time and know that that's okay to do that. Okay. The next steps and the things that we talked about earlier are ultimately the things, those are the tactics to get you to where you need to go to become a superstar consultant. But these next steps, I call them more of like a mindset that you have to adapt. You really want to be solid with your why. When your why is so strong, it will it will be something that in your heart makes your heart flutter. For me, it really was. You guys, I did not want to be gone 10, 11 hours a day at a job where someone told me how much money I was going to earn, when I was going to show up, when I was going to take a lunch, I was going to have to ask for time off. I did not want to go back to that life, not with two grade school and junior high school age kids coming up. And so in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, if I can make Scentsy into the business of my dreams, earning $5,000 a month was like the big goal, the big why. I'm like, we're golden. We'll be great. We can totally do this. And so that was my dream. And I knew that if I hit that director to star director level, I could do it. So know your why. Why are you going to do this? What's burning and yearning inside of you? Because when you're doing the work, it won't seem as daunting to you. You'll be driven. You won't make excuses because the fear of what could happen if you don't work your business keeps you moving on the days when you don't feel like doing it. Okay. So definitely know your why, know your value. We talk about this a lot. You're so made for this business. As a star and superstar consultant on this call, you guys are doing so much more than you probably even dreamed when you set out to start selling Scentsy. When you bought that $99 kit, if you were like me, you're like, it seems like it might work, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's give it a try. And then the next thing you know, you're a star consultant and you're like, damn girl, maybe I am kind of good at this. Maybe I will be able to go somewhere with this business, but you're still timid and you're not sure. You guys, people get in your head and they tell you, like, they make you feel like you're insignificant. Don't let that happen. You were born for this. You were made for this. And I promise you that you belong to this business. You belong in the superstar consultant, the director, the upper echelon of leadership that Scentsy has to offer you. And know your value and be confident with that. We always say build an authentic business. There's so many times that, and I'm running over, I apologize, but there's so many times when you're building this authentic business that you many times will look around and you'll start trying to do what other people are doing, and we don't want you to do that. We want you to stay focused with who you are and do the business in the manner that that's already gotten you to where you are. I mean, you guys, it's fine to try different things, but if you're trying to become someone else that you're not, that is not an authentic business. The people who are buying from you, they want to buy from you because of who you are. Okay. Don't think you have to dress and look like Kathy Young or Mariana or Robin Dinick. Don't think you have to do that. You have to be you. Okay. Partner with us, partner with your community, work with your sponsor, work with your directors, get involved on our team pages, take ownership as leaders and start using those team pages to call your team members out and recognize them. And then I say prepare for the pivot, because this is the moment when you're getting really good at what you're doing And you might find that you need to mix things up just a little bit in your business, and that's okay. We're not saying that you have to do a whole bunch more, but don't be afraid to try something new. Put a new emphasis on, I want to figure out how to do fundraisers. You know, I've been doing really well up until this point. I'm going to spend the next couple months and put this new little thing in my business. Okay. There's always something new you can do, but pick like one thing. So when I say prepare for the pivot, when you're ready to learn a little bit more, it's like one thing at a time, and then do it for 2 or 3 months and put some emphasis into it. And then you can always circle back and maybe try something else down the road. So that's what we say with prepare for the pivot. So I am over, and I'm going to go ahead and actually, I can have Dawn finish up the recording, and then